Hi everyone, this is Rob Halford from Judas Priest. Be sure to check out this Friday's edition of Backstage Pass when yours truly will be giving you all the intimate details about the Priest and what we're up to next. Of course, the wonderful Joel will be here, of course, and my good friend James Keeler from
carnival-like atmosphere, and with us tonight is Rob Halford from Judas Priest and Jim Keeler, publisher of Where It's Hot, formerly, and I guess actually recently, back again as the lead guitarist for Surgical Steel.
Whenever there's a benefit, man. Like, who knows? Yeah.
It's been a long time since we had you on the show, and we're going to take a look at some Surgical Steel footage later on. And too bad you're not in there. Some of the old stuff.
No, over the Christmas holidays we had a big party at the Halford estate.
Paul had
Kasanovich, yeah. We were looking at. I found this old tape out that these guys did with Backstage Pass at the.
Pretty good, wasn't it?
Can we mention the name of the place?
Which one was it?
Was it after the Gold Rush?
We did after the Gold Rush. We did. Was it Vegas?
And
yeah,
Cindy
Vegas
was on that one.
Bourbon Street.
You and Cindy?
No, Fantasy World.
But anyway, we were just checking through some old tapes, and it was good fun to see the band then.
They haven't changed at all, have they?
I don't think so. Have you? Have you changed much?
Well, Jeff looks the same. The only person that really has changed is Paul, and he's got his hair cut. The audience doesn't know what we're talking about. They're going to have to take a look at it. Let's go into some of it right now, and then we'll come back and have some more conversation. Right now, Surgical Steel live on tape. You know, Surgical Steel hasn't changed from last week when we were taping you. Again, just, you know, you're basically the same.
Yeah, still the same dude.
How did you become a fan of Surgical Steel, Rob?
Well,
and how have they influenced your music over the years?
Oh, God, yes. I wouldn't... Where would I be without this person here inspiring me with all these wonderful ideas? I met James Keeler in Mr. Lucky's, where Mr. Lucky's used to play some really good heavy rock and roll metal.
Waylon and the Boys, right?
1980? 81? You tell me, my memory's bad these days, but that's when I first met Jim. And then a few weeks later, or a few days later, I went and checked out Surgical Steel, so...
They were a unique group. I mean, they really had a great
presence. Well,
presence.
You see, this is what bums me out about, you know, people, you know, you're just not getting the breaks, because if these guys ever deserved it, they should have had
and
it.
A great name,
and lots
too.
of it. Oh, a wonderful name.
Yeah.
He still got the name. You could sell the name, you know.
I still do.
But it's when the band got together to do a benefit at the Jar the other week, it was great to see all the boys back together.
And that's a rarity. I mean, it's a lot. Dino Livingston came out loosely tight. He's the only member that was there loosely tight.
Yeah,
Everybody was
it was
gone.
just a wonderful thing to do. It's great when you see that. All the memories come flooding back.
And it sounded pretty good. You didn't have much time to play. But
well, we were rehearsing the day before, because I went on and jammed some songs. We were rehearsing the night before till about 4 o'clock at my place in the morning.
So how come you didn't join in?
We did
on the Friday night
thing.
Okay.
On the Friday night, yeah. I didn't make the other night. I must have been previously engaged. But we did something on the first night, wasn't it?
Right.
But it was great to see the band.
You get together with the guys that you haven't played with in a while, and all of a sudden we start one song, you know, they jump in about 10 different other ones, and they try to pick the hardest ones, and it's just
From being with one of the top heavy metal bands here in Arizona to being now the publisher of Arizona's Entertainment Weekly, big jump. Both of you together, partners at last.
Yeah, partners.
So now you can deduct him off your taxes as a dependent, right?
Yes, I could do that. What a great idea. I shall come on this show more often for these wonderful tax tips.
That's right. You tend to, you're starting out having a lot of models, you're dealing with that. Where do you want to go with the publication? Taking on the new times?
Well, in a sense, we're strictly sticking to entertainment only.
I think the way I view the way this magazine is coming out in terms of touching people and informing them of entertainment is to bring more of a local issue into the mag, you know, that you don't have to be a big star to get into the newspaper, that we make this paper feel that it belongs to you, because that's what we'd said in the offset.
Question I'm sure that a lot of the audience wonders, you're best friends with Rob Halford, the top heavy metal band in the world. How come Surgical Steel didn't make the big record contracts? You know, what would that take? I mean, you could go into any record company and sit down with the president of any of the labels. Why didn't Steel make it? They had all the ingredients. I'm sorry to put you on the spot,
No, it's a perfectly legitimate question, but the fact is that it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, essentially, you know, I mean, I had been into CBS with Surgical Steel tapes and played them to people there, but it's not for me to say, okay, yeah, sign the band, you know.
Right.
But I mean,
but with you behind it, I've sent many bands I think are great. They won't even like major.
It's an endless thing. It really is, and that is why it's so frustrating, because you wish to God that people would be prepared to take a chance and a risk, and that to me is the pity about the record industry at the moment. The spirit of that side of rock and roll, the element of risk taking has gone now. They look at they want all the demographics. You know, how many people will get into this band? They got to look that way. Their hair's got to be like this. They got to sound a bit like this band to be, you know, reaching these kind of people. A lot of it has become so desensitised, and it's a real shame. But you can only keep pursuing it, you know, and some people make it and some people don't.
Well, I'm excited on what you're doing, the project, and I really would like to work with you more in the future and bring up some interesting segments on what you're doing with the magazine.
Let's do it. That'll be great.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
Thank you, Joel.
For being a part of the show.
With you again.
Jim.
Thank you.
All right.
That's what Backstage Pass and Backstage in Arizona is all about. Trying to keep in touch with Arizona entertainment on a national as well as a local level. We hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you had as much fun watching it as we've had putting it together for you. Till next time, we're going to close on some Surgical Steel. Good night.
better do it up, do it up, do it up right. Tonight, we're gonna rock you tonight.